Hello, this is Brian. Today is Tuesday, November 22nd, 2022, and I am back at Crestridge Ecological Reserve. Today, a little bit of a different plan in mind. Last time I was here, I was primarily here for botanical reasons. Today, on a different note, I'm here for peak climbing reasons. And that'll become apparent momentarily when I get into view of where I'm planning on going. You can only kind of see it through the trees a little bit. But there's a very random peak. It's listed on Peak Bagger. It's peak 1763. So it's one of those unnamed peaks. You know, the unnamed peaks I love to hit. So I was here a month ago, here for mostly botanizing and recording spotlight videos. And today I'm here for a peak climb. There are actually at least two peaks you can hit if you visit this area. Now, at least two peaks. The one I'm going for today again is peak 1763. You can't even see it from here, but it's off in this direction. I'm going to walk along, I believe it's called the Skyline Fire Road, Skyline or Valley View or something, truck trail. And then I'm going to head up a use trail. Kind of wishing I double checked it last night before going to bed, because I'm doing this in the afternoon after I got off of work. I came right here from work, so I'm hoping I remember the route to get up there. Let's see if I can remember the way. Remember the way to get up there. One thing I do know is I'm going to be along the truck trail for a little part of it, and then I'm going to branch left and head up a single track trail that's going to gradually lead me up to an access road up to a water tower, and that's going to be where the peak is. So let's see if I can find where the peak is from here. I've seen the peak before. It looked interesting. So after I did my first visit here back in October, I was looking around on the topo maps on Peak Bagger. I don't have my own set of topo maps. I just look at the ones on Peak Bagger, and then I pick something that looks interesting. Whether Peak Bagger has it listed as a Peak Bagger peak, or if it's just a number on the topo map, or if it's just an elevation ring, doesn't really matter to me. Alright, so if I follow this correctly, make it up there, it should be, I think, roughly a 3-mile hike, roughly about a 3-mile hike, and probably maybe a little over 1,000 feet of climbing, maybe. I think it's about 1,000 feet of climbing. So I'm going to go up this way like I did the last time. Well, I'm going to go much further away up this truck trail. Can't even see the peak from here. It's supposed to be a really easy way to get there from Crest, but it doesn't sound too appealing. Just walking up the service road. Let's see. I don't think I can see it from here yet. Thought I caught a glimpse of it earlier. So like last time, going up this way, gonna go past the avocado grove again like last time. And then go up and over, well, down towards a dip. There's a little pocket of riparian woodland, and then I'm supposed to go a little bit further and look for a trail branching off on the left. So we'll see how this works. Now, I'm doing this after work today because tomorrow I'm going to need to get as much rest as I can because Thursday's Thanksgiving, and we're going to be, Father and I are going to be meeting up with friends of the family up in North Orange County, near where I used to live. So, and then I got to be back at work on Friday at 4 a.m. So, planning on doing my relaxing tomorrow. If I didn't go out after work today, I probably wouldn't have gone out tomorrow. So I'm going to keep hiking this along, and I'll see you at the next point. Alright, just a little further along the trail. Here's the avocado grove. If you watched my Crestridge video from October 21st, you might remember me admiring the avocado trees along the way. Looks like somebody either planted some new ones or they sprouted up from the roots. Interesting. Not extremely far from another place called Lewis Stelzer County Park. No, I wasn't thinking of that one. That one's in Lakeside, or near Lakeside. Flynn Springs County Park. That area, I haven't been there yet, but that area's caught my attention too because of a couple of decent peak hikes that are possible from the park. So, gotta look into that a little bit more. Yeah, kind of warm like it was on the day I was here. We've actually, since my last outing, it's definitely warmed up a bit. It's been getting back up to above normal out here again. Not hot, but definitely warmer than average for this time of year, a little bit. So going back, reverting back to that pattern again. There's a chance that next Tuesday, my next set of days off, might end up getting some rain possibly. So I don't know how that'll possibly affect the adventure outlook for that week. But I'm not going to complain about getting rain because it's something that we have been needing for a while. So getting it would be definitely beneficial. Well, we keep going over this, dip down to a little area, and a little riparian area. I'll see you there at my next waypoint. Alright, so I'm not super far along. That there, right there appears to be it. So that's what I'm heading for up there. It's that peak right there. So what I need to do, it doesn't look that much higher. It doesn't look like several hundred feet of climbing from here. It's interesting. So I remember eyeing this the first time I was here, thinking to myself, I'm gonna look up the maps and see if there's a way to hike that. Apparently there is. So what I'm gonna be doing is here, I'm gonna be heading on kind of like I did first time. Went a short distance past this area, then I broke off and went up a small trail near the immediate junction of the little riparian dip that's about to show up pretty soon. And then this time I'm not going to take that little use trail, because that little trail I don't think led to any peaks. I took it for a while and was kind of making its way up this way. And but like I said, I don't think that it accesses a peak, so I'm not going to take that one again today. It's a beautiful little trail though. Very nice chaparral along the way up there. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking the truck trail. It's going to go around this way here. I can see it as it ascends up towards that over there. You can kind of see the road cut up there. And then I'm supposed to find a trail on the left that's going to climb along the ridge, I believe. Again, like I said the last time I was here, this is a really pretty place. It's a really nice place. So we're just about to hit the little grove here. This is that little dip I was talking about. And then the one trail I took the first time I was here will be really quickly to the left. So yep, another thing I like about this park, you can actually visit a couple peaks if you are so inclined, and I'm very much so inclined today. Yeah, here's a trail right here. That's the one I took, I think. That's the one I remember taking. Like I said, I'm going to be going up this a bit. This is only maybe about 10, 12 minutes of a drive from my job. It's maybe about a 15-minute drive from my house. It's not bad at all. If you're on Interstate 8, get off on Greenfield. It's right after, it's the one immediately after 2nd Street. And I work on 2nd Street. Not that far from the 8. Wonder if this is it. Not sure. I know it's supposed to be a little bit past that. Well, so I'm gonna go take this then. I thought I was a little further along, but there's the summit up there. Doesn't feel like That is several hundred feet from here. It looks like maybe a couple. I know I've been hiking predominantly uphill on the way up here, but I don't know. I mean, this isn't supposed to be a major mountain climb of any sort. So I'm going to take this trail here and see if this is the right way up there. So hopefully this is it. Well, keep going up this for a little bit. Get a better idea when I'm higher up. I'll see you then. Well, views are starting to open up a little bit. Let's see if this turns and winds its way up there. Oh boy. Catch my breath for a minute. Ooh-wee. This trail's kind of a no-nonsense trail. It's not extremely steep, but give you a good workout. Let's see. Let's see. Ooh-wee. It's pretty nice over here. Beware. First stretch of this trail, it's kind of rutted, so just watch your step. Starting to turn towards the peak, so it looks like I made the right choice. little shadier. Hang out in the shade for a minute here. Nice views over here. Interstate 8. You can see that. Yeah. You can see towards Santee. Yeah. Santee's over there. That's the area where I live. A little bit more towards that side. I'm really close to the 52. Right next to where the 52 and 67 intersect. It's right where I live. So I'm a really short distance from Mission Trails. But when I come out to this spot, it's like it momentarily levels out, I think. There we go. There's the water tower. So we're not gonna be that much longer. There's the water tower already. I think I'd be here this quickly. I thought it was supposed to be about a mile and a half each way. I mean, I'm not moving super slowly, but usually I'm not a very fast uphill hiker. Usually I'm not that fast going uphill. And it was definitely a decent little grind, so I'm kind of surprised I made it up this quickly. Maybe I overestimated a little bit. I remember, maybe I don't remember correctly, but all the mileage and elevation gain stats, they'll be on the video. So, but I remember it's supposed to be close to about 1,000 feet of climbing, and I thought it was a roughly 3-mile round trip hike. Yeah, see, here we're a little redded again. Here. Sure it's beautiful up here, though. Get some great views already. I'm pretty sure at the top, it's even going to be more insane. But we definitely still have a little work to do. Mellowed out considerably now. So now what I'm going to do is just got to keep climbing up, and I'll see you a little further along the way. Oh, getting quite near the top already. Whew. A little rocky here, so just watch your step. Getting really close. Definitely a nice little workout coming up here. Nothing extreme, but enough to get your heart rate pumping a little. There's the paved road. So we won't be able to go in the gate. So we'll have to walk around kind of a little bit. Imagine we're going to have to do the views in stages here. I might have to go to one spot, show you some of the views, then go around some other areas. We'll start up here, right near the reservoir. So we're technically not summiting yet, but I'm going to show you some of the views out this way. Let's see. I'm going to start over here. So right there, we have Viejas Mountain, right above Alpine at 4,187 feet. Then, of course, we have Cuyamaca Peak right there at 6,512. Don't quote me on it, but I believe, I don't know, maybe one of these is Flynn Peak or Flynn Springs Peak, maybe. Not 100% on that one, so don't quote me on it. That's looking out towards the Vulcan Mountains over there, near Julian. And there's the avocado grove I pointed out on the first time hiking here, and a little bit today. And above mighty El Cajon Mountain, El Capitan, and one of those is Silver Dome Peak. And then way off in the distance, that far ridge way off on the horizon is the Palomar Mountain Range again. And then we're looking over towards that pointy one there being Iron Mountain. Then you can see Woodson Mountain and some of the neighboring peaks over there. And I can barely see it in the haze. I don't think it'll show up on camera, but somewhere between that dip and those mountains, way off in the haze, is Santiago Peak, the highest point in Orange County, and the Santa Ana Mountain Range. And then now we're going to look more towards the west. So you see that hill in front of me, or that hill in front, that lower hill there is Rattlesnake Mountain. That's where the Sky Ranch community of Santee is. So the main part of Santee is on the other side of that hill, Rattlesnake Mountain. And then we're looking out towards Mission Trails, and I can see North Fortuna Mountain, South Fortuna Mountain, Piles Peak, Peak 1380, in other words, Piles View Peak, and then there's Cowles Mountain. And way off in the distance, somewhere over here, I can actually see Soledad Mountain by La Jolla. So that's going to basically cover the west to the north and a little bit to the northeast. Now let's go try to ring around the top here. Let's see, get as high as I can outside of the fence. I heard there was supposed to be a bench up here somewhere too. There's supposed to be some kind of bench that people on Peak Bagger mention all the time. I think we can get at least equal to the highest point just outside the fence. And then I'll be able to give you some more views towards the south and southwest. Let's see. There's supposed to be a really short, easy way to come up here from down there. I forget the name of the street, but what's the fun in that? Even after a long, tiring day of work, I still don't think that's too much fun. Oh, here's a bench right here. I can see it. There's a little bench I read about on peakbagger.com. Trip reports. Polly's bench or something? I forget the name of it. I wonder if that's a dog, like a place for getting your dogs watered. Maggie's bench. That was it. Maggie's bench. Okay. I just couldn't remember the name of it. But yeah, this is peak 1763. So I didn't mix it up with another peak, but this is the only one in the area with a water tower really close. Actually, I think the highest point is actually somewhere over here. Okay. Well, summit here. But yeah, here's the paved road. Supposed to come down from that part of Crest over there. But then again, Coles Mountain. There's Highway 52 right north of North Fortuna. There we have. I didn't point this one out earlier, like I should have. It's one of the mountains I've loved. That one off in the distance. That's Black Mountain, or Little Black Mountain here in. That's over in Rancho Penasquitos. That's the. Now, people who know enough about San Diego geography, know that Coles Mountain is the high point of the city of San Diego. Black Mountain is the second highest point. So, Coles Mountain is 1,591. Black Mountain is a close 1,552. So that's the second highest point in the city of San Diego, because it is within the city limits. Where we are is basically around the Crest neighborhood, which is technically incorporated in El Cajon. But yeah, this is a really cool peak. Yeah, I still got some more views to point out. I'm sorry. I just really going to want to check that out soon. I got to point out some more features. Okay. So there's another peak you can get to, and I believe I see the trail to get to it, but it's gonna make for a roughly 8-mile round-trip hike, which I'm not inclined to do today, especially because I got out of work at 1 o'clock and don't want to be out till dark. But I believe if you connect to that trail down there, peak 1754 is one of these over here. That's another peak you can access from the Crest Ecological Reserve. So one of these is peak 1754. Not sure if it's this one or that one. I think it's the further one. Looks like it might be a little bit higher. So that's another peak you can climb if you're inclined to in the area. So I already pointed out Mission Trails. Now, sorry if the sun's kind of glaring, but if you really look out there, you can see the Coronado Islands off of Baja, California very clearly right now. Now I'm going to zoom back in because I don't need to zoom out as far now. So that mountain way off in the distance, that's San Miguel Mountain, which is just east of Chula Vista and near the Jamul area. So that's San Miguel Mountain off in the distance. That lower bump next to it, not the one in the foreground, the lower one's called Mother Miguel Mountain. Then we have the Otay Mountains, the Otay Mountain area. Believe it or not, they're supposed to be listed as being part of the a route called the San Isidro Mountains, not to be confused with the San Isidro Mountains over by Anza Borrego. There are two San Isidro Mountains. I think Otay Mountain might be part of the San Isidro border ranges. And of course, San Isidro Mountain itself is the one off in Anza Borrego and is way higher. Okay, so again, That's the Otay Mountain area. And then, I'm not sure what that pointy peak is there, but the one next to it is Lion's Peak. That's been a peak, that's a peak I kind of always dreamed of trying to get up to, but it's way off limits for anybody to hike it. Heard the landowner is very aggressive. There's a square-shaped plot of Cleveland National Forest on the top because there are some Forest Service facilities and some radio towers. So sometimes law enforcement and Forest Service person will have to go up there and have to cross the person's private property. So now we're looking over towards Lawson Peak, and then there's Gaskill Peak right there. Maybe one of these days I would love to try to get up that. And then I'll zoom in a little bit. Then we got two peaks I've been also wanting to do for a while. That's Los Pinos Mountain, 4,805 feet. And then that one right there is Corte Madera. I still haven't made the plans to go up there. I have the directions written down so I can get there, but I still haven't done it yet. But I wouldn't be surprised if a hike to that might be in the works in the next few weeks. Of course, depending on weather and everything. And then, of course, swing it back to Viejas. So that's a pretty cool peak. I'm going to go explore a little bit on this side. So if there might be a way to connect. I think there's a way to connect. I think there's a trail down there. It looks like it leads towards Peak 1754. I was almost considering trying to do both, but considering I'm doing this at 1 o'clock, after it's probably closer to 2:30 by now, in late November when the sun goes down early. I mean, I do have headlamps, but I'm just kind of burnt out after a long day of work, so I figured coming up here is cool enough. So this is it, Peak 1763, here in Crest Ecological Reserve. Right next to this beautiful little coast live oak, Quercus agrifolia, variety agrifolia, and some foothill California buckwheat. Some very tall examples thereof. This is Eriogonum fasciculatum, variety foliolosum. And of course, yes, you know, I gotta throw a little botany in the mix, you know me. California sagebrush, Artemisia californica. So, I'm just gonna work my way down. I don't think this is gonna take me that long to get back down. But this is a very pleasurable hike up here, and I'll see you on the way down. So, shortly before starting to head my way down, just wanted to point out, I remember the last time I was here I was mentioning finding lakeside Ceanothus possibly here. Well, here it is, Ceanothus cyaneus. This is a very rare local endemic to this area. Around here, around El Cajon Mountain, and the town of Lakeside. Looks a lot like Ceanothus leucodermis, similar bark, but it's a little greener. So this is a very rare local endemic, and it's not in flower like it was when I spotlighted it back in May of 2021, but yep, that is a rare shrub. I thought I saw a couple towards the end of climbing up this. So I'm just starting my way down off of the pavement. This was a really cool scenic little hike. So we do have, yeah, I do see some more lakeside Ceanothus. There's one right over here. That's a hollyleaf redberry. Here's another lakeside Ceanothus right here. I also call it lakeside lilac, but it's not a true lilac. It's a Ceanothus. These ones look like they're in kind of rough shape, probably the drought. But you come here in May, in the month of May, you're in for a treat. Like I said, refer to my spotlight video on lakeside Ceanothus so you can see what the inflorescence of the flowers look like. They're quite striking. It's one of the most brilliantly colored species of Ceanothus. And most of our Ceanothus are quite brilliantly colored to begin with, so that's really saying something. So basically all it is just being an out and back, it's just me going back the way I came. So I'm probably not going to film a whole lot on the way down. But of course, since I didn't really do much on the way up, on the way down, I suppose I could probably botanize a little bit. So I didn't really spend any time really pointing out any plants. One thing is, this is definitely a really cool foothills hike here in San Diego County. There are lots of great places to hike out here too. It's just a matter of doing a little research and looking up these spots, and honestly, they're not hard to find. You're not going to come across a real shortage of them. The county as a whole, for the most part, is really rich on hiking opportunities if you're so inclined. You got almost boundless and almost endless opportunities for peak climbing, varied scenery, anything from coast to sage to desert, thick chaparral, oak woodlands, riparian, willows and cottonwoods, and large pines and firs and incense cedars in the higher mountains. So San Diego County definitely has a lot to offer. It's definitely even the little spots like this, simple little spots like this, are very much a blessing. I look forward to visiting them very much. Enjoy coming up, finding little random hills and peaks to climb. You can find something fun to do pretty much anywhere in this county. Whether it's the extremely popular Coles Mountain and Mission Trails, the really challenging El Cajon Mountain, one of the more strenuous hikes in the county. Another one of the more popular areas, Iron Mountain and Woodson Mountain. Some of those are extremely popular as well. Anza-Borrego Desert State Park, Vulcan Mountain, Cuyamaca, and then Del Mar's got places like Crest Canyon. A lot of great places here in the county. One of my favorites is always and always will be Palomar Mountain, and I know I have not ventured over there since 2020, but I'll go again. I prefer to go usually towards late October, usually when the fall color peaks. It's usually when I prefer to go. Last time I was there, it was kind of way behind schedule. The oak trees were still green when I went in late October, but a lot of the shrubs and stuff were changing color, so it wasn't for naught. But yeah, on the way down, just watch your steps. It's a little rocky in spots. It's rutted, so just watch your step, especially on the descent. But otherwise, it's a very enjoyable short hike. You can enjoy a really botanically diverse ecological reserve like this. Looking at scrub oak, chaparral, oak woodlands, the rare Engelmann oak, the rare lakeside ceanothus. There's a lot to do in this little park. There are other trails too. So definitely highly recommend coming out here, whether it's just to gaze under the shade of Engelmann oaks and coast live oaks, whether you want to be out here in the sunny chaparral looking at the rich assortment of woody and semi-woody shrubs, smell the sagebrush, to hit a peak or two in the area. Definitely, Crestridge, this is definitely a really good spot to get out and enjoy the great outdoors. For me, I'm lucky, it's really close to where I work, so, and also pretty close to my house, so I don't have a big long drive to get home. I live just over on the other side of Rattlesnake Mountain in Santee, so it's just a matter of getting back, hopping on the 8 and going west, getting on the 67, going north, and getting off near the 52. So definitely a fun little place this is. Again, see, just got to watch out for the rutting in the middle of the trail here. It can be a little slick at times, but again, if you're careful on your feet, you'll be all right. So very beautiful out here. Well, I'll see you down the way. Maybe a couple more clips to meld together for this video set. So I'll see you down the way. Well, I'm back. Just came down that. So that's where I was. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look, for some reason, it doesn't feel like I climbed 1,000 feet. Oh, I went up some hundreds of feet, but I had to double check before I put in all the stats on the video. Because now what I want to try to do is also include an image of my Google Earth, my route on Google Earth that I took to get up to the peaks I visit. So I already have the route mapped on Google Earth. So I'll have to input that image on the video somewhere. Very pleasant outing. Most of the rest of the way back will be downhill. So now we're back at the riparian sector. Yeah, there's our desert wild grape that is Gerdiana, coloring and shedding its leaves for autumn. So pretty soon they'll be leafless. So we still got a little fall color showing. But yeah, this is a very, very peaceful place. I've never been here on the weekends. I would imagine it's probably busier. But I don't know how busy this would be compared to, especially compared to Iron Mountain and Woodson Mountain, you know, the Potato Chip Rock area, and Coles Mountain, probably not nearly as popular as that. So most of the rest of this way is going to be down. Got a little uphill. Going uphill a little bit right now. There's our Engelmann oak. Quercus engelmanni. It's one of the stars of the show here. So what I'm trying to do is, for the most part, I notice that I combine my clips. I end up with close to or even over an hour of footage. I don't know how well that jives with everybody. I'm recording close to the same amount of video, but instead of doing part 1 of 5, part 2 of 5, part 3 of 5, part 4 of 5, and have them coming out as separate videos, I'm using my editor to meld them together as one video. So that's why a couple of the shots I got today were relatively short stretches, except at the top I spent almost 20 minutes up there pointing out the sights and everything. There we go. Beautiful laurel sumac, Mosaic Lizard. Beautiful specimens here. Yeah. Yeah, I've had a couple of my videos over an hour long when I combine all the clips together. It really hits home when you lump them all together in one, but how much video I really record. So that's why some of my clips are a little bit shorter now on this video. Some of my clips are 3 to 6 minutes, and then I'm just gonna meld them together, and when I'm getting ready to leave one clip before starting another one, I'll make an announcement like, oh, I'll see you further up, or something like that, as a transition to the next clip for the next portion of the video. So hopefully I could do a little bit better job at condensing, unless some of you guys love my hour-long. One of them was almost an hour and a half. The one I think it was when I did East Shepherd Canyon in Tierra Santa, San Diego. I think that one was about almost an hour and a half. So I think what I'm going to try to do is try to be a little more concise. If people have preferences for me to do the longer ones where I'm actually almost recording the entire length of my hike, or for the most of it, let me know. Or if you prefer me to do more condensed clips to make a shorter hiking video that's not an hour. This one will probably be close to 40 minutes altogether, because I do like to spend time talking about the botanical aspects, and I do like to spend time pointing out the landmarks. This one will probably be still close to 40 minutes, but we'll see. I do like to show more of where I go hiking. That's probably a partial reason why my videos are as long as they are. I do really cherish where I go. I pretty much cherish every single hike I go on, regardless. There's something about it that always puts me in a good place, whether it's a short local one like this, or one of those really insane cross-country climbs I used to do, which I kind of miss. There's something very special about each hike I do, and I just feel driven to document where I go and try to get as much perspective on it as I can. But like I said, I know it can get a little crazy, especially when I'm doing these 20-minute clips and I'm putting them all together. It ends up being an hour and a half. But basically just following the way I came, and I will see you towards the end just for a little bit of wrap up. Well, basically on the return leg. I'm pretty active with animals today. The animals flit about today. Yep. Yep. I wonder what that is there. It looks like it's got white flowers on it. It looks like a species of eucalyptus or carimbia. I wonder if I can get over there. I wonder what kind of tree that is. Curious. You know me, I'm very interested in the botanical aspects. Maybe I better go this way. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to get to that without being too intrusive. Nah, maybe not. Looks like a eucalypt with large leaves and large white flowers. Just curious. There it is, right up there. This is it right here. Yeah, I'm not going to cross over this. I'm not really supposed to. I don't know if that's Crestridge Ecological or what that is exactly. It's got to be related to the eucalypts. It's got white flowers too. It's got white flowers, large leaves. I'm trying to see if they're alternately arranged or oppositely. It's hard to tell from here. Looks like they might be oppositely, so I wonder if this is a species of Angophora. Dang, I wish I can get over there. Let's see here. I'm trying to be respectful. So I wonder if that's an Angophora, Crestridge, or Eucalyptus. Can't really tell. Can't really tell if the leaves are oppositely arranged or alternately arranged. If they're oppositely arranged, most likely it's a species of Angophora. I don't know. Kind of at a loss for that. Like I said, I think they put this here to keep people out, so I'm going to be a good park visitor and stay out. I think that might be Crestridge Calophylla, but I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up. If I figure out what it is, if I can figure out what it is, I'll put the text on the screen, obviously. I don't know. Not too sure about that one. But we're just about to wrap this day up. Another fine visit here at Crestridge Ecological Reserve. It's like our sycamore trees are almost leafless for the winter. Platanus racemosa. Beautiful California sycamore. Of course, Quercus engelmannii, the noble Engelmann oak. One of the specialties of this area. I got some kind of little nursery in there, full of native plants they're growing, I'm presuming, to plant out in the reserve. But I see a few look like non-natives in there too, but most of them are native plants, it looks like. Now, on the way out, here's a little visitor center. Park's kind of famous for it. Another trail over here. Maybe check that out next time I'm here. Ooh, look at the fall color on this grape. I'm not sure this is Vitis californica, but look at the fall color on this. Absolutely insane. This might be the native California Vitis californica, not native to Southern California. I think that might be what this is. This might be Rogers Red cultivar. That one's known to turn brilliant red. Here's a little miniature interpretive center. Probably have little meetings in here. Pretty cool little spot. And there's like a little mosaic lizard over here to the side. I think it's over here somewhere. I've seen it before. Ooh, look at the laurel sumacs. Oh yeah, beautiful. This is a good way to end a hike. Oh, here it is. Here's a lizard. These are big laurel sumacs. I get a little distracted here. You know, when botany comes into play, you know how I go. You know what direction my mind's going. I got my mind in the shrubs. Wow, these are spectacular laurel sumacs over here by the visitor center. But here's the lizard. Kind of reminds me of a southern alligator lizard. So yeah, this is, you see a lot of pictures of this on Yelp and other reviews, but this is the little mosaic lizard that's famous here. So yeah, see, one more look at that fall color right before we leave. We're almost at the exit of the park. That is beautiful. You don't often see brilliant fall color on grapes out here. This might be, again, maybe Vitis californica, Rogers Red, maybe, because very known for very brilliant red fall color. But I'll have to double check on that too, because I've never seen Vitis californica. Now I pointed out Vitis gurdiana, which is very much native here in Southern California. Vitis californica is not native to Southern California, but is native to the state. But I think that might be the Rogers Red cultivar, the one that really turns insane red. That's like some of the most beautiful red I've ever seen. But yeah, we're just about to leave the premises. Some very large laurel sumacs over here. Very impressive specimens. Very impressed. But I can see we are just about at the end of the park. So I want to take this time to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed my hike up to peak 1763, and of course on the way back pointing out some of the botanical wonders of this beautiful park. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next adventure.